Hi, everyone. Welcome to Clutch Entertainment today. And today I'm going to be talking about how to be a more intentional person with others and yourself. There's a number of different things, in our lives that affect like our goals and our beliefs and who we are as people. And when you want to be the realest person you can be and the person that, is looked up to as a leader, a person that's looked up to as someone, you can count on, someone you can know that they're going to, be there in the end for you and everything else, you want to have an intentional person in your life. Your family for the most part should be intentional. They're your first ones as you grow up, and they should be intentional in what they do with you and how they bring you up. So the definition of being intentional, if people don't know what this is, it's being there and being like the most real, authentic self that you can be for somebody else, and it's how you present yourself. So if I'm a person and I am talking to somebody and I just want their their ice cream, for example, and I see their ice cream and they got some ice cream and I say, oh, it's really nice to meet you. That's great. Like, and you end up, meeting with them and you have a good conversation. And then all of a sudden you get the ice cream and then you never talk to them again. Like, that's using someone. That's not being intentional. That's more of like, I'm just using you just to get you for a means to an end. Whereas if you saw the ice cream and you're like, I don't really care about the ice cream. I care about getting to know this person, or I care about, stating my intentions with this other person. That is being real and that's being authentic. And in the end, if you end up getting the ice cream along with that, you get the ice cream along with that. But that's not your primary goal. Your primary goal is to, tell someone what you want. So like, say you want the ice cream. This will give you another example. Say you want the ice cream. You go up to that person, you say, I really want the ice cream. That's being intentional right there. You're just stating your objective, what you want. And that's the first step of being intentional, is just telling the truth, in general. So I'm going to go into some things here and just some main tips, and we'll get right into it. So I would say like the first main thing you need to focus on is start thinking about and brainstorming what your value system is, what your beliefs is, and what you want to focus on in your life. A good way to do this is to make a list. Just take like a notepad of paper, like something like this right here. It's not showing up on the screen, but it's just a white pad of paper. Just take the white pad of paper and take a pen and just write it down. Whatever you need to, whatever you think that you believe in and what you value in your life. Just make a list of that. The next thing I would say you can do is, do like a daily routine, write out what your daily routine is. Figure out like how to focus on each part of your day and what you need to do in each part of the day to get you through each day. And if you establish that routine, then you have an idea of, what to do next, how you're going to think through this problem, how you're going to, fix what you need to fix, That's the big key with the daily routine. It puts your mindset in a good mindset, and you're less likely to be unprepared and make false statements and not being intentional with others. The next thing is, like I was talking about in the beginning, is, you want to be true to others and to your plans. So after you make all these plans and you're trying to, show and be intentional with others and trying to take care of like what needs to be taken care of while being very honest, I would say, just take some time and just be like, look, like this is what I want. This is where I want to go. Not hold back of what you really want and then just be like, I'm not going to talk about this because they're not going to want me, or they're going to reject me, or they're going to reject my idea, or they're not going to like this. That's not being intentional. And there's certain situations where you want to be intentional, but you can't because of like, if there's some kind of violence that might happen or something like that. That would be like something that would be more extreme. But for the most part, you want to always be honest and always state your plans, what you want to do. Now, is if it's a game or something, no, don't be intentional on a game, because if you're playing like a board game, a card game, a sport, a video game, like those are not about being intentional. They're more so about finding a way to win. And if you're being intentional, you want to be intentional with your teammates in those things. So like asking your teammate for help, or asking, or telling your teammate, this is my plan, I'm going to do this. Like that's when the intentionality would be good, not when you're like giving it to your opponent or something. So that would be like the third main thing. The fourth thing would be build like more connections with others, meet more people, network. Like you could go to like young adult events. You can go to, your friend's party, or you can go to, different places. Like say you want to go to the store, you might talk to the clerk, or you want to, learn more about banking. So you go to a bank and you ask a banker, like, what's it take to become a banker? Or you can ask like a construction worker, what's it take to be a construction worker? So it's all about like where you want to go and how you want to route this and how you want to network. And you want to reach that goal. You want to get to that point where you're like, okay, I'm achieving my goals. I'm getting closer. I'm almost there. Building those connections really is a key and really can lead you to the life that you want to live, or the goal you want to achieve, and to be intentional. The next thing I would say is, you want to be grateful. Be grateful for what you have. Be grateful for your friends, your family, your connections, your teachers, pretty much anybody in your life that's influenced you. Be grateful for that, and be especially grateful to God, because he put everything that you have in your life, all your skills, all your talents, who you are as a person, that's the big thing about, being intentional is it's about showing who you really are as a person, and being grateful for that. Being grateful that, I'm glad for who I am. I'm glad I got to this point. I'm glad that I can achieve my goals in my life. Being grateful puts a good mindset for you, and it gives you that way to, like in the end, getting to your goal, I would say like this leads to the next, step is to always stay positive, and not avoid negativity. You don't want to be one of those people that's like negative Nancy over here and saying, oh, I can't do this, or I can't do this, or this is terrible, or this is bad. Or you want to be one of those people that says, okay, it's taken me a longer time, but I can do it. I can persevere. And not giving up shows that you are intentional. It shows that you want to put yourself out there. You want to get to that point where you want to get to, and you automatically in the end, you want to be successful. And staying positive and avoiding the negativity is a huge thing. It's a huge burden that gets off your shoulders. It's a huge place to go. And there's a lot of negative people out there, and our minds in general tend to be more negative. And we just got to watch out for everyone else who's trying to be negative towards us, or anybody else who's, any kind of like intentions that's like affecting you, that's thinking negativity and stuff like that. We need to surround ourselves with people that care, surround ourselves with people that will support us. And we also need to surround ourselves with situations that help us get to our goals and positive things. And if we're not having those positive things and we're having all negativity, it's going to affect us in the long run. So it affects our intentionality, and it affects on what we want in our lives, and it'll affect in the end like us being not intentional at all. So I would say the next thing is, this is an important one, limiting social media time / influence. You don't want to be one of those people that scrolls on social media all the time and be like, I want to be like that person. And that kind of goes into another thing like comparing. You don't want to be looking at social media and being like, yeah, they have this, so I'm going to get this too. Or I need to be like this because they are. Because no two people are the same. No two people are like identical. There's identical twins out there, of course, but there's still differences. Everyone has a difference. There's not one person on this entire earth that's like completely the same 100%. There's people that are similar. There's people that think similarly, but in the end, like it's all about what you as an individualized person, want to show or want to be, in the end. And when you put yourself in that position, by looking at social media all the time or comparing yourselves to others, it doesn't put a good light on yourself. It doesn't help you in the long run. So I would avoid that. Another good thing, for being intentional is spending your money on practical things. You don't want to spend money on just every single thing you look at and be like, wow, that's awesome. I want to buy a brand new TV, a brand new computer. I need the latest and greatest on everything. I need to buy a brand new pogo stick. That's a little extreme, but you don't want to be in that situation where you're just like, I want to buy everything. Like, if you need something, like, what if you need a drill? So you're just like, oh, I want to buy a new drill because I need it. So I need to put drill holes in the wall, and I need to hang stuff up, and screw in the wall and stuff like that. So if you can think of what you actually need and what you buy, and then you set yourself aside, like budgeting and such like that, that really puts a pretty good intentionality on what some of your goals are for that. Intentionality, like I was saying before, it's all about your goals. It's all about where you want to go and what you achieve. Where am I going? So I would say the last most important thing would be to be yourself as a person. Don't try to be like others, like I was talking about on social media. Don't try to impress people just because it impresses them. Because in the end, people always find out who you really are. And it's better to be who you are and they accept you for who you are and you show them the truth rather than be fake and not intentional and, put yourself in a position where people think they know you, but they really don't. And that's the most hurtful thing for somebody if they find out that someone has fleeced them or pretty much proved to them that, they aren't who they are. A lot of people in today's society, they put on a mask and they try to hide themselves, like who they really are. When I say put on a mask, it's more of like a metaphorical mask, like if I don't want to be seen, I can put on a mask and I'll be like this and you can't see my face. I'm not being who I really need to be. So that's the big focus. You just want to be yourself and find someone who's accountable, who can help you with your goals. And that's the most important thing, being yourself and finding somebody who help you with your overall goals. So thank you for watching Clutch Entertainment today. Hopefully you got something out of this, like learning about, being intentional, being a person that cares, being a person that's honest, and being a person that in the end that wants to achieve all their goals in life and to get to where they want to be next in life. So if you have any questions or comments, leave it in the comment section below. If you can like, subscribe, that would be great. So thank you for watching Clutch Entertainment today, and hopefully you have a great weekend, and I'll see you next week. Thanks. Bye.